Hi everyone, today I'm here to discuss about the crop soybean. Now let's start with few introduction of the crop soybean. Soybean, scientifically known as glycine maize, is a member of the family Leguminosae and is an important crop all over the world. It is grown as an annual crop that produces more protein and oil per unit of land than almost any other crop. They contain 20% oil and 40% high quality protein. Soybean protein is rich in amino acids. In addition, it contains a good amount of mineral, salt, and vitamins. Vitamin A is present in the form of precursor keratin, which is converted into vitamin A in the intestine. Now let's see where is its origin. Northeastern China is generally considered as the original home. Soybean has been known to man for over 5,000 years. Although there is no available record as to when soybean was introduced in India, it has been traditionally grown in the northern hills and several other scattered pockets in the country for many centuries and has become an essential part of the daily diet. Next, we will discuss about the geographic distribution. Important soybean growing countries are USA, Argentina, Brazil, and China. Although presently Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, and Gujarat are the major soybean producers in the country, other states like Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka also provide bright prospects for soybean production. Next, we will see about its economic importance. Soybean can be put to a number of uses. Due to its high protein content, soybean is used for making high protein food for children. It can be used as a fodder, forage, can be made into hay, silage, etc. Its forage and cake are excellent nutritive food for livestock and poultry. Soybean being one of the richest, cheapest, and easiest source of best quality protein and fats, and having a vast multiplicity of uses as food and industrial products is called a wonder crop. It can substitute for meat and also to some extent for milk. Soybean build up the soil fertility by fixing large amount of atmospheric nitrogen through the root nodules and also through leaf fall on the ground at maturity. Next, I'll explain in short about the climatic requirement of the crop. It is a short day plant. Day length is the key factor in most of the soybean varieties as they are short day plant and are sensitive to photoperiods. Although 25 degrees Celsius can be considered the overall optimum temperature for all growth stages, the response of soybean differs at various growth stages. Temperature of at least 15 degrees Celsius are needed to germinate seeds. It grows well at 26 to 30 degrees Celsius temperature. It is reported that the very low temperature lowers the oil content and the higher temperature during seed formation increases oil content in seeds. Soybean requires about 500 to 900 mm annual rainfall for better yields and better seed quality. Next is about the soil requirement of the crop. Soybean can be grown on all types of soil except deep sands. Well-drained loamy and sandy loam soil are more suitable. Waterlogged areas should be avoided for soybean. The soil pH ranging from 6 to 7.5 is the most suitable for its cultivation. Sodic soil and saline soil inhibit germination of seeds. Liming should be done in acid soils. Next, we will discuss about the popular varieties of soybean. Popular varieties are JS8021, Ahilia 1, that is NRC2, Break, Hill, RAUS 5, MAUS 71, Indira Soya 9, Clark 63, Lee, Punjab 1, Alankar, Ankur, PK 472, Birsa Soya 1, PK 262, PK 327, Pusa 16, Pusa 22, and Pusa 24. Next, we will discuss about the lane preparation. It requires level fill free from clods, weeds, stones, stubbles, etc. One deep plowing with moldboard plow followed by 2 harrowing or 2 plowing with local plow are sufficient. There should be optimum moisture in the field at the time of sowing. This should be followed by planking. Farmyard manures or compost is to be applied at the time of last plowing. Next is about the optimum sowing time. There are 3 cropping seasons of soybean. The first one is Kharif season soybean. Optimum sowing time starts with the onset of monsoon or last week of June to first week of July. For spring season crop, sowing may be done starting from 15th of February to 15th of March. And as a winter season crop, sowing may be done in the month of August and may be continued up to September. Next, we will see how seed treatment should be done. Seed treatment with Therum 75% or 1:1 mixture of Captan and Therum at the rate of 3 gram per kg of seed is generally practiced to prevent infestation of seed and seedlings from different diseases. Bevestin at the rate of 2 gram per kg may also be used. For better nodulation and good growth of the crop, it is important to inoculate the seed with suitable strains of Rhizobium japonicum prior to sowing. In case of virgin field where soybean has not been grown earlier, the rate of culture should be higher. Next is about the different methods of sowing. Soybean are generally sown by broadcasting methods. This method has certain drawbacks, that is, plants are not properly spaced and agricultural operations such as weeding, hoeing, etc. cannot be conveniently done. This method may be the most convenient for fodder crop and green manure crop of soybean. Line sowing by seed drill is most ideal because it requires less seed per hectare. Weeding and hoeing may be done conveniently and plants are maintained at uniform spacing. Sowing may be done in furrows behind the plow in case the seed drill is not available. Next, we will see about the seed rate, spacing, and sowing depth. Soybean needs about 70 to 75 kg per hectare during Kharif season and 100 to 120 kg per hectare for late sown as well as spring or summer season crop, which is because of closer spacing. The row-to-row distance should be kept 30 to 45 cm and plant-to-plant distance of 4 to 5 cm. The seed should be sown about 3 to 5 cm deep. Spacing is maintained by thinning or gap filling, which is done 5 to 10 days after germination. There should be about 5 blocks planted per hectare. Now we will discuss about manures and fertilizer application. 15 to 20 tons of manure should be applied for obtaining good yield of soybean. Soybean, being a leguminous crop, does not require high dose of nitrogen. However, 20 to 30 kg per hectare as a starter dose is sufficient for proper nodulation and healthy crop stand. a dose of 60 to 80 kg P2O5 in the form of SSP and 50 to 60 kg K2O in the form of MOP is recommended. The fertilizers should preferably be applied at sowing time as a basal dose and should be mixed thoroughly with the soil. Next, we will see what cropping system can be followed with soybean. Intercropping of soybean with maize in the ratio of 2:1 and rice 3:1 has been found promising. Some of the common rotation followed in North India are as given below. Soybean followed by wheat, soybean followed by potato, soybean followed by gram, soybean followed by tobacco, soybean followed by potato, and again followed by wheat. Next, we will see how weed management should be done. 1 or 2 weeding are generally needed by the crop. The crop should be kept weed-free up to 60 days after sowing. 2-hand weeding, that is at 20 days after sowing and 40 days after sowing, are sufficient for higher yield. Sometimes, due to rains or water in the field or non-availability of labor, manual weeding may not be possible. In such case, application of herbicide will be more beneficial. Herbicides that can be applied as pre-plant incorporation are flucloraline or trifluralin at the rate of 1 kg active ingredient per hectare. Pre-emergence herbicides are alachlor at the rate of 2 kg active ingredient per hectare or pendimethalin at the rate of 1 kg active ingredient per hectare or metolachlor at the rate of 1 kg active ingredient per hectare or clomazone at the rate of 1 kg active ingredient per hectare. Post-emergence herbicide, which is usually applied 15 to 20 days after sowing, are imazethapar at the rate of 75 to 100 gram active ingredient per hectare or quizalofop ethyl at the rate of 50 gram active ingredient per hectare as post-emergence herbicide. Next is about the water management of soybean. Soybean is mostly grown during Kharif season and due to high rainfall, no irrigation is needed. However, water stress should be avoided during flowering and pod formation stage of the crop. Life-saving irrigation at these critical crop stages has been found to increase the yield by 50%. Spring crop may require about 5 to 6 irrigations. It's better to provide irrigation if the rainfall is lower than 60 cm. Waterlogging in soybean field at later stage of growth causes anaerobic conditions, poor nodulation, and poor yield of the crop. Soybean is usually attacked by insects like stem fly, and this can be controlled by application of fosfamidon at the rate of 100 to 250 ml per hectare. Spraying should be repeated after 10 days. The second one is thrips. This can be managed by spraying of metacystox 25 EC or Rogor 30 EC at the rate of 600 to 700 ml per hectare. The next one is whitefly, and this can be managed by spraying of metacystox at the rate of 750 mg per hectare at an interval of 10 days. Generally, 3 to 4 sprays will be required. The next one is zestids. This can be managed by spraying of 0.03% fosfamidon or malathion 0.1%. Now we will discuss about major diseases and its management. First one I would like to mention is about bacterial pustules. This can be managed by spraying of carboxin 1500 ppm, that is 1.5 gram in 1 liter of water. This can also be managed by growing disease-resistant varieties such as Alankar, Silajit, Ankur, Break, etc. Seed treatment with Seracin 0.2% effectively reduces the seed-borne inoculum of the pathogen. Next is about the leaf spots. Seed treatment with fungicides like Thiram 3 gram per kg of seed or carbendazim 2 gram per kg of seed fairly reduces the seed-borne inoculum. Spraying with mancozeb 0.3%, carbendazim 0.1% minimize the disease severity. Next is about the pot blight. This can be managed by spraying of GNF at the rate of 2 to 5 kg per hectare in 1000 liters of water. This can also be managed by growing disease-resistant varieties like Break. Next one is about the mosaic disease. This can be managed by growing resistant varieties like Alankar. This can also be managed by spraying of Metacystox 25 EC at the rate of 1 kg per 1000 liters of water per hectare at 10 days interval till crop becomes 75 days old. Last one is about lead blight. This can be managed by spraying with Bordeaux mixture 1%. This can also be managed by spraying with GNF or diethane jet 78. Removal of all the infested parts and burning them is also an effective measure to control the disease. The maturity period ranges from 90 to 140 days depending on the varieties. The crop should be harvested when 95% pods are brown and most of the leaves have dropped off. Harvesting should be commenced when most of the leaves have been set and the moisture content of the seed falls below 15%. When soybean are ready for harvesting, pods will turn brown and shatter easily and the kernel will not yet be dry enough to break. Once the pods are dry, they should be harvested by hand or by machine. Further, drying of the plants in the sun facilitates threshing. Harvesting can be done by hand, breaking the stalks on the ground level or with sickles. Threshing can be done either with the mechanical soybean thresher or some conventional methods. Now, we will see about the yield potential of the crop. By adopting above-mentioned improved technology, improved varieties of soybean yield about 30 to 35 quintals of grains per hectare. Now coming to the conclusion of the topic. Unique characteristics like high protein content, nitrogen fixing ability, soil ameliorative properties make soybean an integral component of sustainable agriculture. For maximum gain in production and productivity of such important crop, proper understanding and adoption of improved integrated crop management practices is very essential. This much is about the cultivation practices of soybean. Thank you.